Then in 2016, the earth shifted beneath our feet. The rebellion started.
It's not easy work, but I'm really enjoying it. This is something I've always wanted to do. I'm loving this. I'm enjoying it. So there's just a constant flow because I'm enjoying it. That's where my energy is. That's the energy I'm putting out. That's what I'm surrounding myself with, and that's what I'm experiencing. Something else I was wanting to bring up is the signs, the speed limit signs. Now, I've been on this road before, and I remember, I'd be going down the road. I knew when it went to 65, when it went down to 55, when it went to 50. I knew exactly when, and it would change. The areas would be different. It would make sense some places, and it wouldn't other places. And that could be totally explained away. I mean, different seasons, different speed limits, they're going to change it. But I realized this has happened in other places too. Where it would go from 65 to 55 out here, and stay that way for it. It had nothing to do with the seasons. And, I'm not going to sit here and justify everything as a Mandela effect, but it's not that it's not impossible. Think about that O'Reilly's Auto Parts. That girl, I've been in there before and talked to them people before, because there was one girl in there that was affected, and she remembered the S on the end of O'Reilly. I did it in one of my videos, and I remember that other girl being there and being kind of weirded out by it. And I'm wondering if she just went ahead and quickly justified it. That's one of the reasons why I'm curious about what other people are saying on these O'Reilly signs. That's all. Big deal. One of the things I started to talk about was how I'm doing. I'm not struggling anymore. And it's not, I was talking about that. And I really feel like I created it. I really feel like I really feel like I guided my consciousness into a timeline where I wasn't going to struggle. And I had a choice. I mean, there was quite a few times where I could have been out on the street. I've never been out on the street. The closest I came was walking out on a roommate who I needed to walk out on. I needed to do more than just walk out, but I just walked out. 5 in the morning, didn't take me long to pack. And I was about to sleep in my car, and I decided, well, let me go park the car in this casino garage parking lot. And I said, I got $5. Let me go have a beer, and I'll come back to the car. I go down. I'm sitting in front of a slot machine at a bar, and I hand the guy that threw the $5 out. I said, give me a beer, whatever it was. And he says, if you put the $5 in there in the slot machine, the beer's free. Well, the whole time I said, oh, okay, so I'm just messing around. One credit, 5 credits, 3 credits, 2. I'm doing them all. I'm just mixing them all up all around. It's a shame I didn't have the 5 credits in when I hit the 4 aces. It would have been quite a sum. But what it was enough for me to get a room that night and, play a little poker and just, whatever. And this is couple years before Mandela effect, maybe a year before. That's the closest I ever came to living on the street, living out of my car. In February of last year, I started testing ways to create. Yes, I use New Age information. A lot of that could be close to what you really need to do. I don't know. That's what I started with. I went within. I've heard that somewhere. I went within, and I chose things that I felt were real and that would help me. And this is what I've come up with. I mean, I started testing it, and I failed, and which was a success because I realized I actually did create. You know, I realized where I made the mistakes. They were mistakes for what I actually felt like I wanted, but I got what I was creating. And when I realized that, I changed it up to the point where now it's not a formula. I mean, I take, you line your mind up with your heart, you lay down, you sit down, whatever, you picture what it is as if that's what it is. You feel it. Feel the sand on your feet. Feel the wind in your hair. Whatever it is, know it, believe it, and then let it go. And let it go it wasn't an easy one for me because I didn't understand let it go. But now it's something that it seems I can only express it properly once in a while. Guess I'll have to read my book. I'm betting it's in there. It's there, but it's there. You don't have to focus on it. You don't have to dwell on it. You did it. And the best way I found to let go is to start creating something else. Line something up with your head and lay down, do it, let it go. And you're also not going to tell anybody. You keep it to yourself. It's nobody's business. Once you tell somebody what you're doing, the first thing that they're going to do is doubt you, and that's sending negative energy towards your creation, which is going to impede it or stop it or put it in another direction. And you just keep it to yourself. It's nobody's business. Thing is, I mean, if you're going to create a bag of hundreds, that's got to be what you really desire. That's probably not what you desire. What you desire may be financial freedom, may be the love of your life, and you're avoiding that. How many of us are going, oh, I would love that. Well, yeah, you would love that, but what do you want? Right, you need to start, and it's not easy at first. You got to get used to thinking with your heart. And I don't do it all the time now. I'm still trying to get used to it. I'm still 3D in a sense. I'm not completely 3D, believe me. But I have no idea what it'd be like to be 5D. And these are just terms I really don't know. I've heard people speculate, say what they feel. I also really wanted to put this out because, well, the last video that you saw, probably with other videos in between, the only thing I feel that people putting the truth out, even if it's just, hey, we don't know what the truth is, the only thing I feel we should be doing is putting out the videos, doing our live shows, and communicating with people who genuinely need our help. The people that are out there just watching the videos and not interacting with us, that's fine. You know, but they may have questions, and some of these people may be frightened, and you know, we need to interact with them, and that's fine. As far as the outside, interact with them. Don't interact with. I mean, yeah, they're the people. Yeah, eventually, they're going to get it when they get it, and it's quantum. Okay? I mean, do the best you can, but when it starts to compromise your well-being, you know, stop. Now, me, I've never dealt with them. I had some troll thing come in. I usually read it as soon as I realize it's a troll. I check their channel, see how many videos they have. Now, these people are doing their own thing. Are they doing it for money, or are they doing it to truly stop the Mandela effect movement? I don't know. I don't care. You know, I was saying, oh, I hit the big time because I got a troll. And what he said was pretty good, because for a while there, I wasn't sure whether it was a troll or not. And when I realized the emotion it pulled out of me, wow. That was, you know, I shut it down. I stopped it by deleting him completely, like I have from the beginning. And I'll keep doing it. And yeah, and it wouldn't even matter. There are some people, probably quite a few, that have had content on their channel, and I check it out, and it's usually nothing to do with Mandela effects or flat Earth or any other supernatural paranormal thing. It's just gaming or, you know, some other distraction. It's another way for them to try and make money or whatever it is. But I delete them too. I don't care. That's why I appreciate all the people with the hammers. Go ahead and hammer them out. Don't even question it if I'm in a live chat there. And I really didn't want to get into that, because that's negative. All I was trying to say is, look, let's do the videos, let's communicate with each other, and communicate with people that genuinely need our help. If we find that they're just, you know, not into the Mandela effect, don't understand it, let them, they'll ask. Eventually they're going to ask, you know, hey, what's going on? I can't take this. Eventually that's going to happen. Some people need to let that happen. That's what they need. I mean, if that's what they need, we can't force them. I think we should be just doing videos. I think if you're involved in the live shows and you're in the chats and you've had experiences, get on a video and do it. You don't have to show your face. There's quite a few people out there that are doing videos that don't show their face. Some of them don't even use their voice. Some of them, there's one in particular I want to get on the show. Let's see what happens. I lost track here. Yeah, just do the positive stuff. I wrote something down here that I thought was pretty interesting. All the people out in the world, I don't remember what it is, by the way, and not of it, the sheep, those on timelines or dimensions where we still live on a ball, have no idea what is going on. How do we get them to shift towards a more accurate timeline / dimension? Ask me about the Mandela effect. I was thinking about getting a t-shirt that says, ask me about the Mandela effect. And I thought, all right, people may, but what's another way to get their attention? And I think this would be too much to put on a t-shirt. If you are truly happy and satisfied with your life, truly happy in your heart, then don't ask me about the Mandela effect. And where these people eat. Could any of these people lost on other timelines actually be happy in their souls, in their hearts? Not a chance. Not a chance. You know, so I don't know. I don't know where all that came from, but that was interesting. So my daughter is rewatching the Harry Potter movies, and one of the girls next door in the restaurant that's going to be closing on the 12th. Bummer. That is sad for me. I'm not happy with that. I wonder if I could. My daughter's watching the Harry Potter movies over again. She'll read the book and then she'll watch the movie. So she did it with the first one, and she found the Mandela effect because she told me, she's like, Dad, it was weird because I heard it and I went, no, that's not what they said, was it? No, they said it this way. And I give it to you here. You get this in a couple of days. I'll probably mention it on my show tomorrow night, which will be past by the time you get this. Hagrid, we know about the blank stone. Blank. We know about the blank stone. What's the blank? Now, I can already hear you because I know there's the English version of the book and the American version of the book. Excuse me. I don't know if there's other versions. I know of those two, but when we watch the videos in America, we get American versions. Now, what I should have asked my daughter is how old's the tape? Just read the back, find out if it's the American version or the English version. I mentioned it in a text. I forget to reply. She probably something like she didn't think of that. But no doubt, in my mind, what she told me, 100%, the way I remember it is, Hagrid, we know about the stone. And what they say, I'm 100% sure that's what it was. I'll let you go figure it out. Write down what you think it was, and tomorrow, and that show that just passed. This is getting so long, I might just put this up. Yeah, I'm not going to say what it is. I'm going to let you figure it out. As Hagrid, we know about the blank stone. Now, there's two choices, and if you know about Harry Potter, then you know what the two choices are, I would think. Or maybe you don't. Maybe you just know the one that it was for the American version. But the thing is, as far as the movie goes, I don't think there was another version. I think it was what it was. When they did add parts to it. So, did they change it? I mean, why would you bother? You know, Harry Potter, the title of the book is, the American version is different than the title of the English version. Okay, but the movies were the same. As far as I know, the movies were the same in the timeline where I saw the first Harry Potter movie. And I have my daughter, well, I don't have her, she was going to do it anyway. She's watching all the movies, reading the book, watching the movies, right through. So she's watching, she's being alert. So, I was talking earlier about the girls at the bar. I don't know. She mentioned that, I asked her, I showed her the shirt. Do you know what this is? I heard about that recently. And I don't know where. She kept saying, I don't know where. I don't know where I heard it. But I have heard about that. And we talked a little more. And she said, I'm going to put the video after this. She said, no, I already did because I said I did it in the other video. The point here is she heard it on the X-Files, but people are hearing about the Mandela effect in other areas, which is great. I don't care how they get exposed to it, because eventually they're going to realize it's not misremembering, because I think that's what the girl said. She was like, oh, yeah, it's that thing where you forget things or you misremember. You know, how do thousands of people, tens of thousands of people probably, I don't know how many. I think I might have said how many in another video. I don't know how many. I'll bet it's tens of thousands of people, probably more. Could be hundreds of thousands if we're going to include the Buttercup. No, please. It's probably hundreds of thousands of people if we're including the people who are still blowing it off. That's totally thinking, oh, that's a Kit Kat never had a dash. That's stupid. And just hit the golf course or whatever. She is pulling one coin out of a out of a cup this big. Her cup's this big, and she's sticking her paw in, pulling coins out. I've shifted into another timeline. Because Prince, he's just getting bigger because he's a kitten, right? When he stands up on all four legs, he looks like the legs are the same. When he sits, he's got these long things, but I'm thinking they were always there. I know other people were saying no, but they were always there. That's how they jumped. Of course, I was a cat person my whole life. Even in the last 20 years, I wouldn't touch a pet. That's for another video. I mean, I owned 5 cats, 2 dogs, a bird, and 4 fish tanks when I was married. I mean, talk about trying to be distracted. Well, I'm going to finish up here with, you know, what I did to create. I've created a position for myself, and I'm tired of saying I think it may be this, it may be that. Look, I consciously created a position for me that I desire. Position in life, just everything I have, and I'm making sure I don't get too content, because once I get content, things are going to change, whether I want them to or not. I've noticed that in the last 3 years. I get content, things change. Boom. Why not harness that? That's what I've done. If you're out there and you're not focusing on what you truly want, what you truly desire, you know, and you're focusing on the news that, you know, we already know that's bull crap. I'm sure there's not, I'd be shocked if there's one person watching this that actually watches the news. I mean, you need to try it. Find out what it is you truly desire before, you know, you're you know, a lot of the people on the Mandela effects that are experiencing Mandela effect. This is what happened to me in the 80s and 90s when I was all spiritual. It was like, yes, we have to be poor. That's just the way it's got to be, because, you know, we're spiritual and we're the right, you know, we're right, and all that bullshit. That's where this is coming from. We're the chosen. We're witnessing these things. We need to get the truth out. We need to be poor, and we need to struggle, and I think that's bullshit. You know, like I said, I don't have. I'm not filthy rich, but if I need something, I always want it, and it's always been that way. No, not always. I'll say mid to late 80s, and that was all new age stuff, that I took what I felt in my heart. I didn't know that's what I was doing. I just took what I felt was right, you know. So I guess I have some practice feeling with my heart, but I didn't know what I was doing. Now I do. When something happens and I'm not liking it and I'm upset about it, you know, as hard as it is at first anyway, it's hard to go, wait a minute, just stop, just sit down and get that happy feeling, because that is so out there. It's not in here, you know. And if you guys are struggling and you're upset with things, it's not in here. It's not where you're going, man. Go in here. And what you're going to do, you know, which doesn't really matter, but you're just shifting yourself into a timeline. You're shifting your consciousness into a timeline where things are the way you want them. Just, I'm pretty sure if you lay down and just know that by itself, it'll happen. And it may take some time. It took me a year to figure out how to do it, and now it's like, if I want to do it, you know, basically the only thing I do is lay down now. If it's that bad, if it's that strong. Otherwise, I could just do the whole thing in a thought. And no, I'm not peering apples out of my hand or whatever, but I'm just saying. And if nothing else, it changes my attitude, and I get in a better mood, and nothing else does matter. You know, it's up until November, December, I was struggling like everybody else that I come in contact with. And now, no, I just said no more. I said no more, and, you know, but, I mean, What did I do? I created. I consciously did it though. And when I realized my heart wasn't lined up with my thoughts, my mind, what I thought I desired, when I went to this, that's when everything changed. The quickest thing was a week, and after that, so I'd say, no, you don't have to struggle. Choose not to. And lay down and feel what that would be like. Pull that vibration in and be that. Be that, because it already is. And if we're going to turn it into things we know, it already is in another timeline somewhere. That's what's going on. You're just not conscious of it. That's happening. Shift yourself into that consciousness. You're not gonna shift into a timeline where there's wars going on. No. not if you don't want them. I mean, I don't know. All right, I'm out.